We know for sure that Vitani is not one of the outsiders, and before you say anything, we have proof. But that's not all. After a lot of digging, we have also discovered exactly how she ended up with Zira. Turns out Vitani might not actually even be her biological daughter. Shocking, right? Well, stay tuned till the end to find out all the details. Let's face it, Vitani's always been kind of weird looking, right? I mean, most lions in The Lion King follow a pretty simple pattern. Gold fur for Pridelanders, dark fur for outsiders, but then there's Vitani, standing out like she wandered in from a different movie. But why is that? Did the animators just decide to make her look different for fun? Or is there something more going on? Could her unique design actually be hiding a bigger story? Something the movie never really told us? What if Vitani isn't who we think she is? Or what if she was never supposed to be an outsider at all? Let's dig into this mystery and see what we find. Alright, let's break this down. Because the more you look at Vitani, the weirder it gets.
That's it. Oh, come on! Kiara has started her hunt. We have to move quickly.
First off, her fur color. The Pridelanders like Simba, Nala, and Kiara all have that warm, golden fur. Even the outsiders, who have a rougher look, stick to shades of brown and reddish tones. But Vitani? Her fur is this dull, dusty, almost grayish color. Like she's been rolling around in dirt her whole life. She doesn't match anyone, not even her so-called family. But that's not all, there's also her eyes. Every lion we see in the Lion King movies has either amber, red, or greenish-yellow eyes. But Vitani? Bright, icy blue. No other lion, not a single one, has eyes like hers. It's such a standout feature that it feels intentional, like the animators wanted us to notice she's different. And then finally, this brings us to her face. Most lionesses in the series have soft, rounded features, like Nala or even Zira. But Vitani's is sharper, more angular, almost like a completely different species. Her muzzle is narrower, her head shape is more pointed. It's like she was designed to look tougher, but in a way that makes her stand apart from every other lioness. Put all of this together, and you have a lion that doesn't just look a little different, she looks like she doesn't belong at all. The real question is, why? Let's talk about the elephant, or rather lion, in the room. Who are Vitani, real parents? Because let's be real, she looks nothing like Scar or Zira. Kovu, at least, was handpicked to resemble Scar, with his dark fur and striking green eyes. But Vitani doesn't have Scar's dark tones, his eye color, or even his sharp, gaunt features. And she definitely doesn't look like Zira, who has a sleeker, more traditional lioness build with red eyes. If Vitani were their biological daughter, wouldn't she share some of their traits? So, what does that mean? Well, the most obvious answer is also the most shocking. Maybe Vitani isn't Scar and Zira's cub at all. Maybe she was never an outsider by birth, but instead, something else entirely. But if that's the case, where did she come from? And why was she raised among them?
What a fight!
The mystery only gets deeper from here, but before then, let's get into the minds of the animators for a minute. So here's the big question. Was Vitani's unique look just a coincidence, or was it intentional? When animators design characters, especially in a franchise as carefully crafted as The Lion King, every detail matters. Colors, shapes, even the way a character moves. It's all meant to tell a story before they even say a word. Oh, what if I told you Vitani was always meant to stand out? Think about it. Her rough, scruffy appearance, the sharp angles of her face, her piercing blue eyes, none of it matches her so-called family. But that's the point. From the very beginning, Vitani was different, and not just in looks. She was the only one of Zira's cubs who questioned things. She never blindly followed like Nuka, and she wasn't groomed as Scar's chosen one, like Kovu. Her whole character arc was about breaking free from Zira's control, and her design hinted at that long before she ever turned her back on the outsiders. And then there's Kiara, the lioness Vitani is most often compared to. Kiara is soft, smooth, golden, and regal. She's everything a future queen should look like. Vitani, on the other hand, is rough, wild, and built for survival. Oh, but there's more. In the real world, blue eyes in lions are almost unheard of. Unlike in domestic cats, where blue eyes can be somewhat common due to specific genes, lions almost always have shades of amber, gold, or brown. Blue eyes in a lion would typically be considered a genetic anomaly, something extremely rare, often caused by a mutation or condition affecting pigmentation. In some cases, blue eyes can appear in animals with leucism, a genetic condition that results in reduced pigmentation. However, Vitani doesn't have the pale fur that usually comes with leucism. This makes her eye color even more unusual, as no other lion in the Lion King universe shares this trait. So what does this mean for her? Well, in storytelling, physical traits like eye color are often used symbolically. Blue eyes in Vitani could represent how she's different, not just in looks, but in destiny. She's an outsider in more ways than one. Not just because she was raised by Zira, but because she was always meant to break away. The fact that she has a feature no other lion possesses, that might just be proof that she was never really one of them to begin with. Just like her design had been telling us all along. So, no, her look wasn't random. It was a quiet clue that Vitani was different at heart too, and would break free from Zira's stronghold. The writers needed you to pay attention to her, so they made her look different. But all these are well and good. But if you think about it deeply, fans argue that Vitani is actually an outsider, and they may actually be right. So if Vitani doesn't look like Scar, Zira, or any Pridelander, where did she come from? Like I said, the plausible theory is that she's a true outsider, meaning she wasn't born into Scar's fallen pride at all. Maybe she wasn't Zira's biological cub, but instead an orphaned or abandoned lioness that Zira took in. It sounds wild, but it actually makes a lot of sense. In real lion pride, it's not uncommon for dominant lions to adopt cubs that aren't theirs, especially if they're building up a strong following. Zira, being fanatically loyal to Scar, could have seen a lost cub as just another piece in her plan, raising Vitani as her own, even if she had no real connection to Scar's bloodline. And here's where it gets even more interesting. The Lion King has a pattern. If a lion looks different, they're usually an outsider in some way. Think about Mufasa, the Lion King. The outsiders in that film have a much lighter, almost white-toned fur, making them stand out from Mufasa and his pride. That same rule applies in The Lion King too. The Pridelanders are golden, the outsiders are dark and rugged, and then there's Vitani, who doesn't fit either category. If you don't match, you're probably not from around here. So was Vitani from some rogue lineage that the movie never explains? Was she abandoned and raised by Zira for convenience? Whatever the case, one thing's for sure. Her design isn't random. It's a clue that she might not be an outsider by choice, but by circumstance. So how about you? Where do you think Vitani comes from? Or could it be that the Lion King producers would soon be doing an origin story of Vitani, just like they did Mufasa? Let us know what you think in the comments.